of human perfection. Human perfection. Human perfection.
Hi everyone, and welcome to QTV. I'm Michael James.
I'm Sharon Mulheron.
And I'm this week's guest host, Blair Martin.
QTV is the only GLBTIQ television program in Queensland, bringing you the brightest international and local news to you.
And tonight, we have Reverend Leigh Neighbour joining us on the couch. We'll be interviewing him about Christianity and homosexuality.
And there's also interesting upcoming events in Brisbane, Sharon, that I'll be filling you in. We'll all be filling you in. We'll be filling you in like we've got a shovel. So stick around.
But first, the highlight of the Brisbane GLBTIQ event scene for the year was the Brisbane Pride Festival Queen's Birthday Ball Awards. They took place at Cloudland this week. It was an absolutely fantastic night, and we were all there to take the night in. So take a look. Upstairs here at the Queen's Ball 2013 at the fabulous Cloudland. Now, I found the amazing Mr. Jaxxon Chilli, another previous guest of QTV. He's here, he's getting ready to go and enjoy himself. Are you excited?
I'm more than excited. This is one of my favourite events, one of many, but yes, I'm very excited. I've got makeup on.
Yeah, we know you do. 3, 2, 1.
And here I am with Jan Thwaites. She's one of our wonderful nominees for Activist of the Year. Hi Jan.
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful, you're looking fabulous tonight.
Thank you, and so are you.
Are you excited about tonight?
I am very excited. Being nominated for the award was just too humbling to put into words.
We found another very well-known member of the GLBTIQ community in Brisbane here, Mr. Paul Martin, one of the two Paul Martins in Brisbane, current outgoing Executive Director of Queensland Association for Healthy Communities. Paul, thank you very much for coming tonight.
My pleasure.
Are you excited?
I am. It's great to be here. I don't think we spend enough time thanking the people who do so much for our community, and it's great to see everybody coming together and celebrating what it means to be LGBT in Brisbane.
Shock appearance for the night. It's Lisa and Jess from the Veronicas who are here.
Hello, we like to just pop up out of nowhere and surprise people.
Hi Martini, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, it's been a few weeks since you were on QTV, but it's great to be back with you again tonight. Looking forward to some fun.
I'm so excited for tonight. I always love baseball. And look at your boobies.
Oh, thank you
You look
for bringing
amazing.
some pictures. Yeah. Mine are just a little bit lower than yours. I got my face in yours.
Yeah, there we go.
Now Blair's here tonight because he is a serial nominee this evening. How many times are you up for tonight, Blair?
Well, I've got two nominees this evening, or two nominations, I should say, this evening, Performer of the Year and Volunteer of the Year. In fact, it's my third nomination for Performer of the Year in 4 years, so I'm a little like Meryl Streep. I'm getting nominated all the time.
And this is Kim, otherwise known as Kymedian, who is here for the evening. Are you looking forward to it? You're very happy.
I've been ushering people inside all night, so I'm very excited about the number of people that are here. It's really awesome.
It's been awesome. The costumes, the outfits, the glitter, the sequins, it's been amazing.
Can't be a Queen's Ball without it.
Exactly. Now that was an absolutely fantastic night. I think my highlight was getting to meet the Veronicas, who I just adored. I spoke to for.
Oh, they were those two noisy girls at the table beside me.
That would be the ones. They were great. But what did you two enjoy about the night best?
Well, I loved meeting the Veronicas as well. I can't say I didn't. I thought it was wonderful to see some mainstream celebrities supporting an LGBTIQ nominee. I thought that was really, really wonderful.
Yeah, I think it was pretty great that people actually went, no, that can't be then. It must be some lookalikes or two young baby drags dressed up as Lisa and Jess Origliasso. No, we've got the real thing right here because we're real and queer.
And the venue was absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful tables, beautiful, beautiful costumes on so many people. And everyone had an absolutely wonderful time. I think we're going to have a bigger venue next year.
And I think Dame Sybil said that it's great to see so many people under the age of 25 there. It shows that we've got a long future in Queensland.
Absolutely, absolutely brilliant night there. Congratulations to all of the winners and the nominees, of course. Now it's just time for some quick news for this week. Earlier this week, a billboard with a pregnant woman bearing her stomach in a hospital bed with the slogan, "Congratulations, you're having a lesbian," was put up in Brisbane at Bowen Hills.
Now, there's also an accompanying video on YouTube, which we've featured on the show before, featuring the woman being overjoyed when the doctor tells her that she's having a lesbian after an ultrasound. The campaign was launched by PFLAG, Parents and Friends of Lesbian and Gays, to promote marriage equality.
PFLAG spokesperson Shelley Argent says that it was designed to point out that marriage equality is every family's issue, as any child can be born gay.
A really great campaign there. Now, our next article is an international report on the world's largest study on the children of same-sex parents at the Melbourne University. Now, according to its report, children of same-sex couples did as well as children of heterosexual couples.
Who would have thought? What a surprise.
Look, no statistical difference, including the children's self-esteem, emotional behaviour and the amount of time spent with parents, was found. However, it was revealed that children with same-sex parents scored higher than the national average, and that overall health, family cohesion, measures that show how well family members get along was much higher.
Dr. Simon Crouch, the lead researcher on the study, theorises that because of the situation that same-sex families find themselves in, they are generally more willing to communicate and approach the issues that any child may face at school, like teasing or bullying. Now, this fosters openness and means children tend to be much more resilient and a hell of a lot more fabulous.
And that is something I can very much personally attest to. I think as long as you have two people that love you, you're going to do well. So that's all the news for this week. But if you've got any stories or issues that you'd like to see covered, as per usual, get in touch with us. Leave us a message on our Facebook page or tweet us. We are live tweeting as we go to air now. Or you can email our producer at qtv@31.com.au. And now we'll be back after this very short break with more QTV. Welcome back to QTV. Now, as per usual, we have very interesting guests on the show, and tonight is no exception. We are joined by the Reverend Leigh Neighbour. Now, he's from the Metropolitan Community Church based here at South Brisbane, where he has been for 4 years, and prior to that, he's been with the MCC in New Zealand since 1981. Now, Reverend Leigh is here to tell us about his journey as an openly gay man within the church, and about his journey for marriage equality and other rights issues through the eyes of a church leader. Very much looking forward to hearing from you tonight, so thank you very much for joining us.
You're very welcome. I'm pleased to be here.
Now, Sharon and Blair are going to fire away with some questions for us tonight.
Well, I just wanted to say thanks for coming, and I've had my own walk with the church, and I know that the church is very open about different denominations within the church when it comes to Christian faith, I guess. Yeah. Why is it that they seem to struggle so much with having an acceptance of different denominations in sexuality, do you think?
That's one of the greatest challenges that MCC face, and that's why it started, because way back, as mentioned, way back in the 60s, churches struggled with the concept that you could be a Christian and also be gay. And so MCC was formed to be able to embrace both the Christian walk of people and their sexuality, be they gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgendered. And so that is how MCC became an interdenominational church, standing for the equality of all people, regardless of their sexuality and also their faith. Because they can come from what we call a fundamental church, or they can come from a faith that journeys beyond the church boundaries.
Reverend Leigh, the church has done a number of things over the years to change where it's been. Over 1,000 years ago, there were debates if women actually had a soul, so could they be part of the church? Then we've had slaves, and then slaves became non-existent, and then were people of colour, able to be Christians, or were they slightly less human? Are we going through the same thing with people whose sexuality is different from the heteronormative?
Yes, we are. And there are churches in the mainstream denominations that are now realizing the damage that has been caused through history and are now reaching out to the LGBT community, or as we like to call it, the alphabet soup, because it's a big mouthful and you're trying to get everything off. And so, yes, when you look through history, you can see the change. And I think our young generation, which I'm very pleased to be an older generation, but I can be accepted in the young generation, are making that change because they have seen the past and now are not afraid to step forward.
Another interesting thing is that recently the new Archbishop of Canterbury, who's the spiritual head of the Anglican Church, and I'm a member of the Anglican Church here in Australia, spoke in the House of Lords against the marriage equality bill there, but has since said that the church won't fight this anymore. Why is his opinion so two-footed or almost backward? Could people like him and other prelates who are a little backward in their thinking, can they be brought forward to full acceptance of marriage equality?
Yes, they can, and I have seen that even within my own denomination that I grew up in. I grew up as a Baptist minister, and so I can see the struggle that even our church and as a Baptist are having, and a lot of them now are saying, yes, maybe we need to look at it. It's not so much the marriage as we think it is, but it's when you love somebody. So if you love somebody and you want to live with that person, then we have that right and that dignity to be acknowledged as a married couple.
Now, speaking of which, you have been with your partner for how many years?
32 years.
32 years.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
absolutely beautiful. And you have a special occasion coming up shortly, I hear?
Yes. Now that New Zealand has marriage equality, our anniversary is on the 20th of January next year, and that'll make 33 years. So we're going back to New Zealand to get married. And also at that wedding will be my mother. My father has since passed away, my brothers, and also my children. I have 3 sons and 9 grandchildren, and they're all going to be part of that wedding. So they have been able to embrace our life together. And when Denny and I first met 32 years ago, my children were very young. So they grew up with us. We parented them, we shared their times together, and so we've been able to be part of that growing up, and so it's absolutely wonderful. I'm thrilled.
Is it going to be a big celebration? Is it going to be a massive church wedding with, you know, all the bells and whistles?
The bells and whistles will be there, but we're going to have it outside because it's in January, so New Zealand, if it doesn't rain, we're going to have all our friends, so it's outside.
Now, do you pop up and marry yourself? Do you have to be in 2 places at once?
No, I have a very, very dear friend of ours who has journeyed with us, and he has got a license to marry now that the changeover has come through in New Zealand. So he is going to do the service for us.
Now, that's just beautiful. I wanted to get in one last question before we move on to our quick 6. I just wanted to know, have you faced much adversity within the religious community as an openly gay man over the years?
Oh yes, very much, very much. But I think the challenge for me is to be able to look them in the face or in the eye and say, hey, I know who I am, and my journey is my journey, and God still loves me regardless. There's a wonderful verse, and if I can just jot this in, John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world that whosoever, and I'm one of those whosoever, so whosoever loves Jesus will be saved. And that's all I need to hear.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Perfect way to end that interview. Now, the second ending to the interview is coming, and that's going to be the QTV Quick 6. Are you ready?
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
It's like an Inquisition, only a lot more fun.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. So we need immediate responses, no stewing on them. First one, very quickly, briefs or boxes?
Boxes.
And do you have any guilty viewing pleasure TV shows?
Yes, I liked. Oh, I forgot the name of it. It was on Channel 9 for a while, then it came off. So, Dante's Cove? Is it Dante's Cove?
Oh, Dante's Cove.
Dante's Cove.
Yes.
Yes.
We all love Dante's Cove.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that one ties into mine. I was going to ask you, is it the beach or the bush?
The beach.
I'm going to ask you, do you have a drag name? Sister Mary White Quake Conquery or something like that?
No, I don't, unfortunately. I wish I did have.
We should give you one.
Thank you.
We should find one.
If you had to choose how you would spend $1 million, what would be the first thing you would do?
Take Denny and I for a wonderful trip.
That's beautiful.
And if you could visit anywhere in the world you've not visited, where would you go? No stewing over. Come on. Quick answers. Fires of hell are burning, boy. Come on.
I'd go to Rome.
Oh, and you'd look
Do what Romans
fabulous. You'd look fabulous in a white outfit with a white hat going in nomine Patris et Filii Spiritus Sancti.
And you
That's the
know,
one.
I'd even go to the sepulchre too.
Well, thank you so much for that.
You're
That was some very insightful information. But I know you're going to stick around with us for segment 3. We're going to hear a little bit more, hopefully, about where we can come and join you at the MCC. So stick around for segment 3 right here after this break on QTV. Welcome back to QTV. Now, there is the usual hustle and bustle of events happening around Brisbane at the moment. Lots is going on. Sharon, tell me, what is the most recent event you want to tell us about?
Well, Queen's Ball was amazing.
Yes.
But if you love the cabaret of Queen's Ball, you're probably going to really love the burlesque comedy art music launch night that's going to be happening at Manhattan Club. Now, it's a new event showcasing an array of Brisbane's finest entertainers and artists, and it's going to be on Friday the 28th of June. So come along and check that one out.
And then the day after, if you've got enough stamina, which you should have, Saturday 29 June from 11 till 3, Open Doors is celebrating by holding a family picnic at New Farm Park. Young people, their families, supportive friends and same-gender couples with children are encouraged to come along and also give Open Doors a big pat on the back for winning the Community Award for Community Support Group for this year.
A lot to celebrate, really.
A lot indeed.
And you should have heard the room. It just exploded in applause when Open Doors actually won that award. So
Yeah, another
well
noisy
done.
table beside the one I was at. But, you know, I was surrounded by pop stars, Open Doors and rugby footballers. What can you do?
There, talking about rugby footballers,
Yes,
Michael.
speaking about rugby footballers, it has been a huge couple of weeks for the Brisbane Hustlers, which, as you all know, I'm a part of, gearing up for my first game still. But 2 weeks ago, we had our first win for the season, which was absolutely phenomenal. I believe the score was 18-11. Following that, Brisbane Hustlers took out the Community Social Group Award at the Queen's Ball on the weekend, which was absolutely brilliant.
And don't also forget you took out the Group Award,
Yes.
the Best Dressed Group Award, which is the Best Group Undressed Award.
Yes, I was about to
because
say.
they all had their shirts off.
Yes, I think it was a spontaneous decision on the evening. I wasn't part of the group at that point, but they
I
decided...
missed that. How could I miss that?
How did you miss it?
I was off busy selling raffle tickets to hundreds of people who really enjoyed
the boys
evening.
thought the best way to win the Best Dressed Award was to drop trow. So they dropped it all and walked away with the award, which was great. But if you want to see them with a bit more clothing on and doing what they do best, which is rugby, go along to the Charlie Bucker Oval, where they're playing against Southern Bay this weekend. That'll be at 3 p.m. and that's out in Redland Bay is where you'll find the Charlie Bucker Oval. So get along to that or check out the Brisbane Hustlers website for all of the details. You may even see me playing in my first game if you are lucky.
Is that running the oranges onto the field, Michael?
No, that is not. Thank you. I'll be playing wing. And I'll be trying very hard.
You know, I'm just thinking that the reason the boys had to drop their pants to win that award was because they were up against the Scarlet Girls. And Scarlet took out the best venue, monthly
Best
venue,
regular
event,
which was great.
Those girls did amazing, and congratulations to Scarlet, because you all know how much I love Scarlet. So
Fantastic.
Good on you guys.
Yeah. On June 20th, got to mention that the Brisbane Gay and Lesbian Business Network are hosting Breakfast with a Twist at the Lord Stanley Hotel. It's a more formalised opportunity for members to network and pass leads on to each other. So check all these great events out, because Brisbane's got a lot in the queer community.
They also have Magda Sabansky coming at the end of the month too, but I think the tickets are almost sold out. You may be lucky if you get in touch with the GLBN very quickly. You might
Friday the 28th of June.
Yeah, it's their end of financial year celebration night. So
The EOFI.
Yes.
EOFI. I like that word.
It'll be a very, very good night. I really would like to see Magda get up there and say, I said pet, I said love, I said pet, I said love, I said pet. But I don't think she's going to. Apparently, she's going to be doing about a 20 or 30 minute talk, I think. So it's actually not just a sort of hit and run. She's doing a full presentation. It'll be a great night. Now, speaking of great nights, we've got two great people that have been joining us on the couch this evening. Blair, I'm going to hit you up in a moment. But first, you've been very quiet for us on this segment.
Well, I've been trying to catch up with you all, yeah.
What are you up to? Where can people come and see you? Do you have any events or sermons? What's the church doing?
events or sermons, barbecues, you know, whatever you're doing.
Michael, when was the last time you walked inside a church and understood how these things work?
You do sermons at churches, don't you?
Yes, you're right. Yeah, and we do sing. And
it's not quite like a gig, Michael.
No.
But
it can be like a gig, yeah.
Tell us all about it, Reverend. What are you doing and when are you doing it?
Okay. Well, our Sunday service is at 7 o'clock Sunday night at 37 Cordelia Street. And yes, we do have a sermon and we do have singing. And we
Thank you.
And we jump around and a social supper after. So we are human. We're very human, yes.
Exactly what I thought.
And sometimes I can get carried away, and if the congregation is sort of up the back of the church, I'll move the front of the chairs away and I'll bring the pulpit up so I'm with them. So they're getting used to me now. The great exciting thing that MCC has got worldwide, and I won't be here for the end of July, I'll be in Chicago. That's our world conference for all MCC churches worldwide, and there's over 1,000 of us going to meet in Chicago. We're going to be there for the Chicago Pride, so we're taking part in that. So it's going to be absolutely fabulous. So I'll be able to bring all that stuff back home and share it with the congregation and the people here in Brisbane. And then Denny and I are going around the world for a holiday.
It's amazing. It's also going to be the first time I've ever heard a church being referred to as absolutely fabulous as well, and I love that.
Yeah.
Now, I've got to say something. It's been great sitting on this couch with you tonight, Blair.
And it's been fabulous sitting on the couch with you, Sharon.
Thank you so much. Have you enjoyed being a guest host here on QTV?
I've loved being a guest host. It's great to be able to be a part of something which is really important to get out to people in the big wide world of television.
And I want to say a personal hello to Matthew. So Matthew, we miss you. Hello.
Hi, Maddie.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
I know Matt is enjoying himself over in Rome at present.
Speaking of, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Is he interviewing
He's checking
Pope
it out
Frank?
for you.
Good.
Having a word to Pope Frank, maybe?
Perhaps, we shall see. We should have a segment from Matt next week with some of his interviews and what he's been getting up to, so it'll be great. But in the meantime, we'd like to know what you're getting up to and what's happening around town. So jump on Twitter, Facebook, or send us an email and let us know what is going on in your world and what you would like to see us showing on QTV, because at the end of the day, it's all about you. Thank you for joining us. I'm Michael James.
I'm Sharon Mulheron.
And I'm Blair Martin.
To the absolute peak of human perfection.